Have you ever looked up at the night sky and quietly wondered, what happens when this life ends? Do we just disappear, or is there something that continues? Maybe after losing someone you love, or facing your own health, or aging, you've felt that deep question in your chest. Is there really such a thing as rebirth? And if so, what does it mean for the way I live right now? Welcome to Buddha's Path. Learn and practice. Buddhism, a place to explore the teachings of the Buddha in a clear, gentle way, and to see how they can bring more wisdom and peace into everyday life. Imagine a young woman named Anna who has just lost her grandmother. They were very close. As a child, Anna remembers warm hands, soft laughter, and the way her grandmother would tell her, "Be kind, and the world will be kinder to you." After the funeral, people say comforting things like, "She's in a better place," or "She's looking down on you." Anna nods, but when she lies awake at night, her heart is still full of questions. Is her grandmother really somewhere? Is she reborn, or is she just gone? At the same time, as Anna goes through her days, she notices something strange and tender. When she chooses patience instead of irritation, when she speaks kindly instead of sharply, she feels a little echo of her grandmother inside those actions, as if that kindness didn't end with the body. A way of being seems to continue, not as a ghost, but as a living influence that shapes how Anna shows up in the world. This simple experience opens the door to a central Buddhist question. What does rebirth actually mean? Is there a soul that jumps from body to body like changing clothes? Or is something more subtle happening? In many cultures, reincarnation is described as a solid me that leaves one body and enters another. Buddhism is different. The Buddha did not teach a fixed, permanent soul. Instead, he pointed to something he called anatta, not self. There is no unchanging core we can point to and say, "This is the real me, always the same, life after life." So how can there be rebirth if there is no fixed self? Buddhism explains rebirth through karma and continuity of mind, not through an eternal soul. The Buddha used a simple image, a flame lighting another candle. The new flame is not exactly the same as the old one, yet it is not completely separate either. It is a continuation of a process. In the same way, what continues from one life to the next is not a little person hidden inside you, but a stream of consciousness shaped by karma, by intentions, actions, and habits. Each moment of mind arises because of conditions, then passes away, giving rise to the next moment. At the time of death, this stream does not simply vanish. The tendencies we have cultivated, the mental patterns we have reinforced, the seeds we have planted in the heart, all of these condition a new arising of consciousness. So rebirth in Buddhism means that our mental and karmic patterns do not stop at the moment the body can no longer function. They flow forward as causes and conditions for a new life. Like a river, the you of the future is not made of the same water, yet the stream is connected by continuity. There is no permanent, unchanging me that travels unchanged, but there is a living process that continues. You might ask, that's interesting, but how does it touch my life now with my stress, my family, my job? Understanding rebirth can speak directly to those things. First, it can soften our fear of death. When we cling to the idea of a solid self that must be protected at all costs, death feels like total annihilation. But if we see ourselves more as a flow of changing body and mind, then death looks more like a change of conditions. Just as each night we fall asleep and the sense of me dissolves into dreams, just as each breath arises and passes away, the big transition of death becomes part of a larger rhythm of arising and passing. Second, this teaching highlights how powerful our present actions really are. If the tendencies of our mind continue beyond this life, then what we cultivate now matters far beyond this week, this year, even this lifetime. Patterns of anger, greed, and hatred do not magically disappear when the heart stops beating. The seeds of these qualities can ripen into future suffering. In the same way, every act of generosity, every moment of patience, Every effort to understand rather than judge plants seeds that can blossom into future peace and clarity. Rebirth is not meant to scare us. It is meant to remind us that we are constantly shaping what comes next. We can also understand rebirth in a very down-to-earth way, without even talking about future lives. Think about how often you are reborn within this one day. When you give in to anger again and again, you are reborn as the angry one in each new situation. When you practice kindness, you are reborn as someone slightly more open-hearted, moment after moment. The you that wakes up tomorrow morning is not exactly the same as the you listening to this now. Your choices today help determine who shows up tomorrow. In this sense, rebirth is already happening, breath by breath. Seeing things this way can reduce our anxiety and our clinging. We don't have to cling to this life as if it were our only chance. And we don't have to obsessively chase some perfect future life as an escape. Instead, we can take care of this step, this moment, this conversation, this breath, knowing that each one is a doorway into whatever comes next. How can we bring this understanding into simple, daily practice? One way is to remember that every moment is seed planting. At the end of the day, when the world is a bit quieter, you can sit for a few minutes, close your eyes, and gently review your day. Ask yourself, what seeds did I plant today with my thoughts, my words, my actions? Notice the moments where you chose patience, generosity, honesty. Let yourself feel encouraged. These are seeds of good karma. Then notice the moments where you fell into anger, jealousy, or carelessness. Instead of drowning in guilt, simply acknowledge them and quietly set an intention. Tomorrow, I want to water more seeds of compassion and understanding. This simple reflection shifts the direction of the stream of your life. Another practice is to expand your sense of continuity when you wake up. Before reaching for your phone, take 3 slow breaths and silently tell yourself, "This new day is connected to all my past actions, and it will shape my future. May I use it well." In just a few seconds, you remember that this day is not random. It is part of a longer journey. This thought can soften despair when things are hard, because you see them as one chapter, not the whole story. It also strengthens your sense of responsibility. Every small act of goodness today travels much farther than you can see. You can also use the idea of rebirth in very practical start again moments. When you catch yourself repeating an old mistake, speaking harshly, or falling into a familiar habit, notice the temptation to think, "That's just who I am." In that moment, remember the teaching of rebirth. You can quietly say inside, "That was one moment, one version of me. I can be reborn in the next moment." Then pause, take one conscious breath, and choose a different response. Soften your voice, apologize, change your course. Rebirth, in this very real sense, is the freedom not to be frozen by your past. As you listen, you might picture scenes of dawnlight over a quiet lake, leaves moving gently in the wind, someone sitting in meditation, a child and an elder holding hands. Forms change, relationships shift, bodies age and fall away, but the influence of our intentions flows forward. Rebirth in Buddhism is not a threat to frighten us or a fantasy to escape into. It is a natural extension of cause and effect, a compassionate reminder that our lives are woven together across time by the quality of our hearts. We are not asked to blindly believe in many lifetimes. We are invited to look deeply into this moment and notice the small births and deaths already happening. Each breath, each thought, each emotion, each habit. When we see this clearly, the idea that mind continues beyond the body is no longer strange. It becomes part of a larger pattern of continuity and change. There is a short verse in the Buddhist scriptures that says, "All conditioned things are impermanent." When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. When we understand rebirth and karma in this light, we begin to live with more care, more courage, and more compassion. Every moment becomes precious, because every moment is a chance to plant seeds of awakening that may benefit countless beings in this life and beyond. If this reflection on rebirth in Buddhism has brought you a little more clarity, comfort, or curiosity, I warmly invite you to keep walking this path with us. Please, like this video, share it with anyone who might be comforted or inspired by these teachings, and subscribe to Buddha's Path. Learn and practice Buddhism so we can continue to explore the Dharma together and gently spread wisdom, peace, and compassion throughout the world. May the seeds you plant in your heart today bring understanding and kindness to many lives, seen and unseen.